Yastine Reed package for the 6 p.m. show, 25 June on Shrimp Patrol in the East Bay.
It's 8:30, and investigator Wayne Williams of the Florida Marine Patrol is beginning his nightly inspections of the shrimp fleet.
We're going out and board some shrimp boats and observe the catch being dumped on the deck of the boats.
20 minutes later, and he approaches his first vessel.
We'll be checking the size of the shrimp to see that they're within the tolerance of the law.
The shrimp in baskets on the deck look a little small to Williams, but he decides to move on to other boats. Sure enough, the next trawler has just brought in its nets after being dragged over the bottom of the East Bay for the last 90 minutes.
How you doing, guys?
There's approximately 500 pounds here. About a third of it or less is actually shrimp. The rest are fish and crabs. When they're finished culling the shrimp from the rest of the load, all of these fish and crab will be pushed over the side into the bay, and a lot of it won't survive its time on the deck here. But first, Williams must inspect the size of the shrimp catch. It's done by weighing random samples and counting how many shrimp it takes to make up 1 pound. If there's more than 47 shrimp per pound, he'll know the bulk of the catch is too small in size and a violation of the law, because the taking of small shrimp can ultimately hurt the size of future shrimp populations here.
How does this load look?
This load's running just a little bit small.
So what's going to happen?
Or exceed. Well, we're discussing that with my supervisor at this time.
So it may be possible that the captain could be cited or warned?
It's a good possibility. There will be action taken anytime there's a violation. It's required that we take some sort of action, whether it's a warning or an arrest.
Meanwhile, a crewman starts shoveling the rest over the side. Shrimpers call it byproduct. Useless to them, most of it's small, immature fish. What doesn't survive sinks to the bottom or floats on the surface and sometimes washes ashore. It hasn't been a good night for the boat's captain. He didn't catch many shrimp, and a court judge will have to decide if he violated the law. For Williams, it's another night's work. Other boats may cruise by tonight uninspected, but he'll be out here again other nights, going after them too. In the East Bay, Jeff Yastine, Channel 3 News.
Take it off. Take it off.
Kind of, we caught the tail end of the conversation. Are you undercover or don't need your picture taken?
Yeah. Thanks. I'll see that live.
Oh, yeah. That's all right over there?
Right. Okay. We'll be playing for a little while. You gotta bring that thing. Yeah, I finally got hold of Special Agent Williams. Go ahead and just wear that, David. Yeah, there you go. That's the juicy ticket.
Just get your battery out of the thing.
Get that max fan.
Oh, that's been a while.
That thing. No, it was no need. It was not. It was because he got in front of the train. He didn't even get.
How long is the run out to East Bay, if that's where we're going, you could say?
15. When you're through with your camera work, you're not through.
Why don't you do it?
When you are through, I'm fixing to put it on a plane and we're going to start getting out of here when you're done.
Just a quick thing right now.
What do you want? What do you
Tell us what we're going to do.
We're going to go out and observe some shrimp
Tell you
boats.
what, don't talk to him. Dog straight out. I want to get a silhouette.
Okay.
Okay, now we got it. No, we're fine. Got it.
We're going out and board some shrimp boats and observe the catch being dumped on the deck of the boats. And you'll get to see the shrimp and the fish. everything that's caught in the net.
What are you looking for here tonight?
We'll be checking the size of the shrimp to see that they're within the tolerance of the law.
How often does it appear that the citations get handed out, and how often do you find them in violation?
It hasn't been that frequent lately. We've had a few violations for undersized shrimp. If they come farther into the bays, deeper north, usually you get smaller shrimp. Most of them have been staying down in the area where the shrimp's illegal.
So what are you expecting tonight in terms of your boardings and all that findings?
We'll just check the shrimp size, make sure that they're staying within the limits, that the shrimp haven't changed, because the shrimp come down as they get older, and it's just a constant flow.
They go down further into the deeper parts of the bay.
The older the shrimp get, the more salt they require, so the further they move into the saltier water.
What about the legalities of the byproduct, the bycatch? Is it legal to have a bycatch?
Yes. There is nothing in the laws that prohibit having a bycatch. That happens in most all kinds of fishing or methods of fishing. You have a bycatch. Things you don't want that will be called and thrown back.
How about the infamous TEDs? Are they required in the bay here?
No, there are not. Unless they want to exceed a 90-minute tow, then they are by federal statutes.
One thing I was going to ask you is, what kind of reception do you get from the shrimpers when you come out on nights like tonight?
Generally, it's good. They understand we have a job to do, and we have no problems as a rule.
Dick, do you want to sit here?
Yeah, you might.
boat there?
The situation on that particular boat was he had finished culling all the byproduct off and collecting his shrimp, and he had 2 baskets of shrimp that had been graded. He had large and small, and
They looked a little small.
they were maybe running on the small side, but we didn't run a count. It's questionable right now. We'll check another one right after he hauls his nets and get a better picture.
That's all I needed. Thanks.
That's one of Adrian's boats right there. Hold off for a second. See where they are. They're probably about done. I know it. Let's go see what it's doing. Yeah, they're about done. They're raking out stuff over the side now. They're finished. All practical purposes. There you go, right there. I'll go ahead. Can you see that?
Those shrimp they've got in the net there?
Shrimp and fish and byproduct.
Look like a good load to you?
That's an average about a 90-minute tow. How you doing, guys?
Come on, Chris. Hey.
Go ahead and tighten it up on the rope, Dave. Put it forward, Dave. Just cut it all the way around. There you go. Just hold the power to it. Bag.
Okay.
A lot of glass minnows. Knee.
Three, ready? 3, 2, 1. Now what you see on the deck here is approximately, sorry, cut it for a second. Ready? 1. Now what's on deck here is what was just dragged up. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Now what's on deck here is 3, 2, 1. Now what's on deck was just dragged up from the bottom of the bay. This is the bay, right? So make sure it's East Bay. East Bay. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Sure. Pan over, yeah. So, right, 3, 2, 1. Now, what's on deck here was just dragged up from the bottom of the bay. 3, 2, 1. Now, what's on deck here was just dragged up from the bottom of the bay. It's approximately 500 pounds. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Now, what's on deck here was just dragged up from the bottom of the bay. It's an approximately 500-pound load. Less than a third of it will actually be shrimp. The rest of it is fish and crabs and flounder, sea trout. All of that will be pushed over the side. A lot of it won't survive the... Let's see. One more. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Now what's on deck here was just dragged up from the bottom of the bay. It's approximately a 500-pound load. Less than a third of it is actually shrimp. The rest of it is fish and crabs. And okay. 3, 2, 1. Now what's on deck here is approximately 500. 3, 2, 1. Now what's on deck here was just dragged up out of the bottom of the bay. There's 3, 2, 1. Now what's on deck here was 3, 2, 1. Now what's on deck here was just dragged up from the bottom of the 3, 2, 1. Now what's on deck here was just dragged up from the bottom of the bay. There's approximately 500 pounds here. About a third of it or less is actually shrimp. The rest are fish and crabs. When they're finished culling the shrimp from the rest of the load, all of these fish and crab will be pushed over the side into the bay. And a lot of it won't survive its time on the deck here.
Very many.
Pensacola Bay or East Bay again?
East Bay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. The Marine Patrol is keeping a close eye on shrimp. Okay, 3, 2, 1. The Marine Patrol is keeping a close eye on shrimpers in the East Bay. I'll be saying that this is just a little quick thing just to get people to.
Okay.
Well, actually, yeah, maybe
We do it everywhere.
3, 2, 1. The Florida Marine Patrol is keeping a close eye on shrimpers in the Pensacola Bay system.
Over there. You want to push some of it off? Fine. You want to pick up some of it? Fine, sure. Well, you can be there for a while. No? You can be there for a while. You got a couple more capsules you got to take. You can be there for a while. Top, Wayne. Not down there. We'll lose them from up there. Okay, there. Yeah.
How's the shrimping this year? What are you looking for when you're boarding a boat like that?
Generally, when we board a shrimp boat, we check his papers, make sure he has his license, Okay.
Tell you what, you've got just a small thing. There you go. Okay.
Look at what I got on my face. Color.
We want to maintain your image here.
What image?
Okay.
Okay. Generally, when we board a shrimp boat, we check everything from his license to make sure that's current registration. Also check his nets to make sure they're within the tolerance of the law.
You can talk to me. We're just talking.
Check the nets to make sure they're within tolerance of the law. Also, we check the catch to make sure that the catch is within tolerance also. So basically, we ensure the nets are proper size and the catch is within the limits.
And how do you assess that the shrimp catch?
We take 5 1-pound random samples from the catch in different areas of the catch. And we weigh up 1 pound and we count that 1 pound. And if it exceeds 47 per pound, it exceeds the limit of the law.
47 shrimp.
47 is the maximum allowed per pound on average from a shrimp catch.
So you don't measure them by the inch, you do it by the pound.
That's correct. That's correct. We take 5 1-pound samples throughout the catch to get our average.
And how did this load look?
This load's running just a little bit small.
So what's going to happen?
Or exceeds. Well, we're discussing that with my supervisor at this time.
So it may be possible that the captain could be cited or warned?
It's a good possibility. There will be action taken anytime there's a violation. It's required that we take some sort of action, whether it's a warning or an arrest. Get back to work. Let's go, guys.
Let's go.
Get out of here. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Manual labor.
Alright. Payback's a bitch. Ain't that true? pays the same.